All right, so we're going to do a video for you on the function of the wheel head spindle. Right now, obviously, we're in the center grinding position or grinding an OD. And what we do now is lock this into position, which it is, and then you go a little bit further and you lock the T-nut, and with the other handle on the right side, left side, you lock the T-nut. So right now, both of these are clamping down the swivel section of this. Around this section here, inside is a T-slot. T-nut slot goes around 360 degrees. There are some stops in there. This will not spin completely around, but it will. Now, when I loosen this up, I get to a certain point and I can feel spring pressure here. This is lifting up the pin. And there's a stop back here that allows you to stop and not go too far. And then you loosen up the other clamping knob, and now you can rotate this head anywhere you want it. You could put it on 30 degrees to grind a face and a shoulder at the same time. It does not lock in there. You can clamp it, and believe me, it's going to be fixed quite well. But the next locking spot, and you'll see if I open this up a little bit, it'll drop in on its own. Right there, you heard it drop in. So right here, it's square with the face grinding wheel to the workhead. And to undo that, again, you unclamp this, and you can move it. Now, if I take a little tension off this spring so it wants to drop in, right there it drops in. It's lock solid. Now you continue to clamp and pull up on the T-nut. There's actually two things going on in it. There's a shaft that goes straight down to a T-nut, and there's another shaft with a cam on it and a big heavy spring that lifts and drops the pin. All right, so we open that up again, come around, and now we can go. You just want to watch all your other components on the machine. You don't want to come slamming into something. I'm going to move this a little bit. So now you lock this in here, right there, for the ID grinding, and then clamp that in. This is just, the hood is a little loose here. That's your spindle underneath there. Again, this is all clamped in. Now, when you pull the lever out on this hand wheel here, you have a rapid movement. Right now I'm going back in a coarse feed movement. It helps you to adjust, and then you push this in and you're in your regular feed. So now we want to come around to our face grinding side. Again, you can just loosen this up until it drops in. Give it a little shake to seat it in there, and there you go. So now, as far as grinding, you're going to have your rapid approach in and out, which is what Andy told you yesterday, 1.5 inches, or however many millimeters, 70 something millimeters, 75. And then your infeed is going to start, whatever the revolution or whatever the total amount of infeed is going to be. And I think he said it was 30 or 40 thousandths. If you needed to reset that, you'd have to send the head back, and the hand wheel would retract. It would be an operation where you'd have to do several cycles. Otherwise, you come up to your, whatever you're grinding. And I don't know what you're grinding because I didn't get an email from you about what your part looked like. So, most guys would do this kind of an operation by hand because you don't have a full amount of travel. But yes, you can go well beyond the center. Okay, this will continue coming forward. Keep in mind, at the moment, I don't have the machine turned on. And we would have your rapid stroke, but you have to be in the forward position of the rapid stroke to do any kind of grinding. That's the way the machine is designed. You cannot use the rapid approach to grind with, and you cannot use that rapid approach for anything other than just a fast movement back and forth. It has to come all the way to the front, up against the machine in solid stop, and then you work with the infeed dial. When you're done, you send the head back. At the same time, the hand wheel will reverse, unless you're in the hand mode and you can all do all this stuff by hand. So we're going to stop here. We're going to turn the machine on for you. We're going to do a second video just so you can see what I'm talking about with the stroke in and out. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going to do a second video just to show you a little bit more about what goes on here. So right now I have my wheel head turned and locked into the face grinding position. We have our rapid approach, which you see right now has gone beyond the center of the chuck, just to show you that it can. Plus we still have a certain amount of infeed that I can rotate this hand wheel to come even further toward me, but there would be no reason to go that far. So we go back. As far as having an infeed, when I put it into the automatic plunge mode, which means that we're going to come forward our rapid stroke amount, and then we're going to start to feed our infeed, which is going to be approximately 37 or 38 thousandths, until it comes down to the dead stop and stops at 0. When that's over, we go back and retract the hand wheel. That's pretty much the plunge cycle with the wheel rotated like this. So you see we do pass the center, and we have our 37 thousandths of infeed moving toward us across the face. 37 thousandths. Now again, we have a rapid movement here. I can bring this further back so we're not going past the center. I don't know your diameter that you're working with. Now we can start the automatic infeed. Takes a second. And then we feed down. We'll feed in. Okay, so that's the maximum amount of travel plus the maximum amount of rapid stroke. We're going to show you that from a little closer angle, so in case you just want to get a close-up view of that. Okay, we come in our rapid stroke, and then we start to feed. And that's down to 0. And if I have the spark out turned on, it will kick out automatically. And that's the full face grinding cycle. Again, you could work it automatically like we just showed you, or by hand. Okay, thank you.